Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando and we need to have a conversation. We need to have a conversation about these bubbles. There are so many bubbles that we have currently going on. I know you've been hearing about it. When are these bubbles gonna burst? What is going on with the stock bubble? What's going on with the real estate bubble? When are we going to have this big downturn? Now, in my opinion, we are coming up on some of the biggest bubbles that, I don't want to say it's the biggest bubble ever, but we're definitely going to feel them. But let's go over the reasons why I believe that these bubbles are coming. I'm going to try to make this very digestible, not really go too deep in the weeds on this and make this all complicated and whatnot. But let's first jump into the stock bubble. What's going on with the stock bubble? Now, in my opinion, guys, we had the crash of 2008. Now, we know it was caused by subprime mortgages and things of that nature that caused the market to, go down and just explode, right? And plummet. Well, if you've looked at a chart, guys, looked at a chart of how long we've been in a bull run. Okay, now let me give you a definition of a bull market. A bull market is when the stock continues to go up in a certain period of time, right? In a period of time. So that is what's been happening with stocks. So we had the crash, right? In 2008, around 2009, stocks started to go back up. They have continued, guys. They have continued to go up and up and up and up for a total of 9 years, 5 months, and 13 days, depending on when I release this video. But you get the picture. 9 years, guys, of continuous growth. So let's figure out what is the normal time for a bull market. That's what we need to look at. What is the average for that? Now, when I look at this, the average time for a bull market is 2.7 years. That's right. 2.7 years. So we are almost 4 times above that, guys. 4 times above the normal. So you understand where I'm coming from here. What are the chances that, if we're not looking at history, that we're just going to continue to go up? How many times have we seen things like Tesla make people millionaires, split, continue to go up? We've seen Apple. We have even, guys, we've even went through a pandemic. We've went through a pandemic with what was going on through the pandemic era. We still continue to go up. Still continue to go up. Now, let me repeat, guys. I do want to repeat. People were out of jobs. Schools were closing. Everybody was on unemployment. And the government was giving out free money. But, so, yes, the government was propping up the economy, right? And people were investing in, stocks and whatnot and continue to pump money into it. But guys, come on. At what point does that end? At what point do you say, okay, look, we've been on this run for 9 years, okay? The normal is 2.7 years. Okay, we're 4 times over. We have to be at the very end. We also went through a pandemic and we still haven't seen a dip? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Something is coming around the corner and it's gonna be big, guys. Mark my word, it's going to be big. So before the end of this video, I'm gonna talk about what I think you need to do to position yourself to make sure that maybe you can make some money off of this. But let's continue on to my favorite, which is the real estate housing bubble. Now, if you've been looking for a house, you know the pain, right? You've been looking for a house for a whole year. You still haven't found a house. People want you to overpay. Investors are paid. Zillow is overpaying and then reselling it for even higher than what they bought it for. And that was over the market. It's just continuous going up. Like, when is it gonna stop? People are paying all cash. People are paying sight unseen. People are doing the most ridiculous, no appraisals. Forget all of that. Who cares? People are paying $50, $60, $100, $200,000 over asking price. So you ask yourself, when is this gonna end? Well, I tell you what, guys, I know everyone is telling you, hey, you know what? This is never gonna end with housing because everybody wants to buy a house. But now what are we starting to see? We're starting to see the market cool down. Now it is seasonal time, right? But we're starting to see hotbed areas like Austin, Boise, these areas where the pandemic pushed up the prices of houses because of the money that was being involved in there. And then a lot of the jobs and things that were in that area were boosting everything up. We're starting to see that area starting to soften. Now, what do I think is going to happen in this arena? Well, I think the builders are going to say, oh, you know what? We need to build more properties because more people want them. And they're going to go on the data that we currently have, which is everyone wants to buy a house, right? Then we have the guys who bought up everything, the Zillows, the BlackRocks. These guys got into it thinking that they were going to overpay for properties and then rent them out. And I think they're going to be sadly mistaken when they realize, you know what? This really isn't my field. This really isn't the type of business I want to be in. There are better business I can make money on that I can predict. I don't want to be this. And so what's going to happen is some event is going to happen, guys, where all of these companies are going to try to dump all of these properties out on the market. And then what's going to happen is the builders are going to say, hey, but we got all these houses. We got all these houses available. We built them all. We built them just for you guys because that's what you guys needed. But there's not going to be any buyers for them. The buyers are going to say, sorry, builders. We've already got our houses from the guys that were trying to rip us off on them. The guys that were buying all the houses and then, thinking that they were going to make $1 quadrillion on them. Sorry, builders. But what's going to happen with the builders? Are they going to, all these markets that flooded on the market, what's going to happen with those? They're going to sit on the market, right? Now, all of a sudden, the buying power is not there anymore. The buyers aren't looking to purchase houses at a rabid pace. They're not trying to say, I need a house now. I need a house, knocking down the door. That's what I believe is going to happen. Now, that's just a theory. Don't take this as 100% going to happen because I can't tell the future. If anyone tells you that they can, they're lying to you. So let me tell you what, guys, that's just a theory. And I believe that's what's going to happen. I'm starting to see these cracks that are happening, not only with stocks, but with the housing market. And we continue to have both of these bubbles, right? And most people think that they're separate, but they're really not. Let me tell you what, if the stock market starts to crash, then there's obviously something that's going to normally be connected to it in the economy. So if it's people losing jobs or the housing market crashes that causes the stock market to crash or whatever the situation may be, I can almost guarantee you that if the stock market crashes, then values of houses are going to go down and vice versa. If the housing market crashed, then I'm pretty sure stocks are going to go down. So they are not individualized. And I think that's what most people think. They think, oh man, if the stock market crashes, then, housing will still be high. And that normally is not the case. I have not seen, and if you guys can tell me, show me a crash that happened in the stock market where housing was just doing wonderful. I mean, I'll wait for that. If someone can send that to me, just email it to me. I would be interested in seeing that. Where the stock market just Black Friday, Black Monday, I believe it was Black Monday, was the housing market doing great then? I don't think so. So once again, guys, the whole point of this video is to tell you that at the end of the day, when it comes to making money on it, you have to be smart about this. If you're going to buy a house, now you're going to be in the house for, let's just say 10 years. If you find a good deal on the house, then buy the house. I'm not saying don't buy the house, but don't overpay for the house because that's where you're going to really lose the money. And it's going to take you a ridiculous amount of time to regain that back if the housing bubble in any form or shape comes. It's going to take you so much extra time to get that. So don't overpay, guys. Don't overpay. So that's how you make money first, is do not overpay in things. And I know that sounds crazy. Somebody would say, well, Orlando, I can make some money. Well, you could, but then you lose it all when the crash happens. I mean, you'll be upside down in a house. So make sure you do not overpay. Pay for what the value of the property is now. Do not overpay. That's how you make money first. Saving yourself from extra expenses and losing money that you're losing by overpaying. Like if you overpay, you knowingly are losing money. Let's start there first. And then when it comes to the stock market, guys, if you already have stuff in the stock market and you're not savvy, just keep everything the same. Let it ride out. Let your 401ks, don't start yanking stuff out of your 401ks and thinking you can time the market, because I can promise you this, you can't time the market. You cannot time the market. So just leave everything like it is. And if you are trying to put money into the market, this is 100% my plan, guys. What I believe and what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait it out a little bit to kind of see what's going to happen with rates being raised, what's going to happen once the new year comes along, because we're at the end of the year. Once this holiday season passes, what is it really looking like? I want to see how everything pans out. I want to see after this holiday season passes, what starts to bubble up and whatnot. We've got a lot of stuff with Evergrande coming up and them being defaulted that could possibly cause some type of up and down when it comes to the housing market. I just want to give it some time. Do not ever rush to make a decision because you think you will miss out on something. That's another way that you will lose money. And I am staying away from the FOMO type of plays where you think that something is going to happen, and if you don't invest now, then you're missing out. And I'm not playing that game. FOMO will definitely make you lose money. I can promise you, if you are making decisions off of FOMO, get ready to lose. Like, that's just the way it is. So once again, guys, I hope you got value out of this content, and I need you to watch this next video here. It will help you get into your first rental property and learn all things financial. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.